This is the best place to be. I don't know whether you have started, getting excited anytime you know that you're going to be in church on Sunday. You're excited. As in Uju, you are very excited. When you're excited to be the daughter of your father, when you come, you won't sit down and cross your leg and be in a hurry to leave. When you're happy with your father, it's just like my kids. Anytime I send them on an errand, the way they fight over, they fight, they compete. And it's one of the things we're going to keep putting them to remembrance as they grow up. They compete to serve. That is one of the evidence you see in the life of people that have truly come to love the Father. They're excited to run errands. They don't complain. They are not in a hurry to leave. They don't sit down and they keep waiting for 5 years. Like we have some people that come to church, they will stay in church for 5 years before they get committed. They are doing nothing. Some see what God has called them to do as a problem, as being too much for them. But when they go to the secular world, the way they multitask, the way they travel to distances for conferences, for meetings, the way they give, the way they obey instructions, the way they carry themselves. But then when they now come to the house of God, they begin to complain. They begin to feel that the church is demanding so much from them, or that God is demanding so much from them. The way they serve their bosses, because their boss will pay them maybe 500,000 or 200,000 or 100K. The way they wake up in the morning and the way they rush up. The way they iron their clothes. They never get tired of looking good going to work. They never get tired of it. They work night and day. They give it everything, every shot. Because they believe that person that they are working for is in charge of giving them money to eat. But they have forgotten. But then when they now come to God's house, they become so lackadaisical. You call them for prayer meeting, they won't show up. You call them they won't show up. You call them for executive meetings, they won't come. They won't give. They won't support. They won't even appear. They won't clean. When they come to church, they just come, they'll touch the seat to know whether it is cleaned. And then before the church is over, they're already watching the time. Oh, what's the time now? I need to get somewhere. I need to be busy. We have made being in church, we have sacrificed that level of faithfulness and commitment for few hours service because we want to have more crowd. So we have traded more crowd with true family bonding. And that's why many of those places where you find people, you find a pastor say this church is growing. This church is growing in number. People are coming here not because they are coming to hear God's word. They are coming here because it is easier to serve God here. It's easier. Here, nobody demands any commitment from them. Nobody sees them. Nobody, relies on them. They just give the way they like. The day they have, they give. They don't, they love, they show up. No. That is not how. I'm sure that many of you will not build your family that way. Come on, talk to me. You want to build your family in a way that everybody that is living in the family is passive except the father? Your children are not available to be present in the family. Many of you don't love this company. But at the same time, they expect so much from it. They want God to heal their diseases. They want God to promote them in their jobs. They want great things to happen for them. But then they are not willing to give anything. They are not willing to commit. They are not willing to sacrifice. They are not willing to give even their lives for it. They show up when they like. When they feel they won't come. They only show up when it's convenient. And then you want God to bless you. How would you feel when the man you want to marry or your husband, takes a bullet for you? I mean, something was about to happen to you and he pushed you out and took that bullet for you. How would you feel? Come on, talk to me. Huh? Somebody is about to attack you now, and your so-called boyfriend is standing there telling you, hold down, cool down, don't worry. Part of the way love is proven is that love is willing to take the bullets. Are you getting what I'm saying? That love must be sacrificial. That love must not be a love that is only expressed when things are going well. How can you say you love me and you're not willing to give me the last money in your pocket? How can you say that you love me and then you see a need that you know you have the capacity to meet, but then you refuse not to meet it? How can you say you love me and you don't go all the way to make things happen for me? So this morning, you need to check your love. Your love is always tied to transaction. This is business. If you give me, I give you. No. Like many people, the way they serve God is transaction. They only give because they don't want devourers. Let's say we have removed that portion where they say devourers. You will see that many people will not give. So they give with fear in their mind. Are you getting what I'm saying? Imagine if we remove hellfire. Will you still serve God? So if you're serving God because you want to escape hellfire, then you are not serving God. You're serving hellfire. If we remove hell from the picture, will you still live for God? So you now see why God have left death in humanity. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because that is the only thing that is going to give people that consciousness. You and I. One day you will die. One day you will close your eyes to this world. What would you have? What would you have to say? Think about your life. Glance through it, like look inwards and ask yourself this question. Like some of you, you're waiting to serve God when you are now married. Okay, Lord, if I am settled now, I will serve you. You are not serious. You're not serious. Some of us say, if I finish university, let me just be going to school. Once I'm done with school, I can now commit. One of our senior pastors here passed on 2 years ago. He died the year he rounded up school. The year he died was the year he finished school. So what if he now told God, let me wait until I was done with school? And say, I'll do it, but God first, I want to have children. I want to marry and have children. Now you're putting condition. You're letting God know that whatever I'm going to do for you is predicated on the fact that I must be married, or I must make money, or I must have this, or I must have that. You don't love the Lord. Some of us immediately after service, boom, you have never asked God, what will I do for you? You attend to other people. When you come to that your class, when they say, who will do this, you come out. When you go to that place where they say, who will be the spokesman, you come out. Who will do this one, you come out. But then when you come to the house of God, you hide. You feel too big. Some people will use the excuse of, this is church. I don't like all these church things. I don't like all these religious people around me. That's why, even when you go to some of those mega churches, you see that it is still maybe 5% of the people there are the ones serving God, making things happen. The rest are just coming to collect and go. The rest are just coming to shout amen. When it's first service is 6:30 to 7:30. Wow, that's the kind of church I would love to attend. You are not attending this church because you love God. You are attending this church because this church dismisses where? On time, so that you will be quick, so that you will just, you have so much lived out of God's presence that you just want to use this time to feel all righteousness. And when you come in, they won't come with Bible, they won't come with anything, they'll just come with their hands, and then, and even dress. Either they dress very carelessly or they dress very luxurious, as though we are coming, either for unserious business or we're coming to have a party. Some people now say Jesus party. You put up a program and call it Jesus party. I don't understand what party is that one. Because there's no party in this matter. The blood of many are on the line. What you're joking with is what many people give their lives for. What you're asking your pastor, pastor, give me money. Pastor, pay me salary. Pastor, do this, is what many people did not even ask God for one farthing. I wonder how much Jesus could have paid Peter to stay faithful to him for over 30 years. What about us that came out? I wonder how much God was paying me a salary when I came out to serve him. When I came out 11 years ago to answer the call of God upon my life, when I left everything, when I left my certificate, when I left I left everything. With no promise from anybody on how I was going to feed or where I will sleep or what is going to happen to me, where I'm going to get the next money. There was no promise. With the members that I will have to give them tea fare every time that they come for service. I can remember some of them were coming from outside of town. So we'll gather all the offering and we'll give some of them. You just do it anyhow. You've been in this department, for you to even buy a cord for God, you cannot do it. It was someone that bought this base for God in this church. He saved up money and bought the base and gave to the church. I was one who bought the sound. I trusted God. It was a dream in my heart. I wanted to buy God. I wanted to buy this sound so that through this sound, we're going to have quality service. I didn't raise money for it. I personally went out of my way and bought it. Ran around and got the money. I wasn't sitting on the fence. There were times when the church offering of this church is not up to 5,000. I went out of my way. I told myself our offerings will no longer be like this. I calculated how much I spent during the week. I realized that I could save more. I could save more so that we were going to have offering, more resources to be able to run our local church. That is how you prove that love for God. You don't sit on the fence. You don't sit down waiting for things to happen. You make things happen. Oh, come on, talk to me. Can I say, I make things happen? If I don't hear your response, I will stand you up all through the service. Can I say, I make things happen? The church is looking for a worship leader. You can't step up to become one of them. You can't step up to become that woman or that man that God can use. You don't want God to use you, but you want God to bless you. T.D. Jakes will say that he said, are they not the best singers that are sitting down in the congregation? He said the ones that are coming for rehearsals are not the best. He said, but these are the ones that have made up their mind to be committed. You love the world much more than you love this company. The best of your money goes to the world. The less of your money comes to the kingdom. In fact, what you give God is left over. And then when we say, Lord, I give you my heart, you can't even sing it because you know that your heart is not with God.